My position is that I am not looking at the question of fuel prices alone or as an isolated issue. I want to look at it and analyze it from the common mwananchi vis-a-vis the cost of living and the implication that this has in our economy, be it the subsistence economy. We are all hard hit. And the fact of the matter is, we are hard hit because we have the wrong person in the name of Mr. William Ruto at the helm of leadership of this country. A man who does not understand what needs to be done, a man who has no feelings for the for the plight of the Lupens in this country, a man who thinks about self-aggrandizement, self-enrichment, and self-preservation as opposed to the plight of the individuals. So that's how I want to look at it. That we are where we are because William Ruto cares less about our fate. He cares less about the feelings of Kenyans as long as he is in business. We are where we are because we have a merchant in the name of a president who is out to make business and a kill from our suffering and from our plight. We are where we are because we have a man in the name of a president, Mr. William Ruto, who cares less about the suffering the common mwananchi is undergoing through. Why do I say so? I say so because whatever is currently happening was not foreseeable. It was foreseeable that at a particular point X, would have, as a consequence of the universal global effects, be it war in Iran, be it other issues, it was foreseeable that at a particular point would be where we are in terms of fuel prices. Be it known to Kenyans that why we are having what we are having currently is because, for example, we are not able to refine our own fuel. The cost of refining 1 barrel of fuel should be put into place and it should be factored in our arguments. Noting that we have the Changamwe oil refinery that was declared obsolete by business merchants like William Ruto. So we must look at the circumstances or interventions that we can initiate to bring the fuel prices down. For example, the zero rating of VAT from 8% to 0, the question of the slashing of the fuel, the road maintenance levy, the question of the targeted subsidies. All those are interventions that can be initiated to bring the cost of living down. But because we have a businessman, the merchants of Venice, in the name of a president, called Mr. William Ruto, he cares not about the plight of the individuals. We are getting it wrong. We are so overburdened because we have a man who is not geared towards resolving the plight of the individuals as much as he cares about what goes to his bank account. We got it wrong. And that is why I'm advocating that if we have the restoration of the rule of law in this country, and the rule of law includes the respect of institutions, the respect of our constitution, the respect of our partners' policies, we will not be where we are today. But because the merchant of Venice is at the helm of the leadership of this country, what he looks at is what does he get or does he take home at the end of the day, as opposed to the plight of Wanjiko. If we had an independent parliament today, I think the speaker would have issued a notice for a special sitting to discuss the cost of living for Kenyans. But because the merchant of Venice, Mr. William Ruto, has captured Parliament, today, Parliament does not consider this issue of the cost of living as a fundamental issue affecting the cross-section of the society that needs to be discussed. What we are left with, Dipal, when we come to the conclusion that the institutions that we have created in this country are not able to respond to the plight of the Kenyans, is that Kenyans must exercise their right under Article 37 of the Constitution. Article 37 as read together with Article 1. Article 1 conferring the power to the people. Let me finish. You say ODM sympathizer. Let me finish ODM sympathizer. I am saying Article 1
I mean,
of
you
the
cannot call me that. Ndegwa, you will not continue to do
you
that.
ODM sympathizer. Let me finish. Let me finish. It's my time.
You cannot
Let
call
me
me
finish.
ODM sympathizer.
You ODM
you can't
sympathizer. Let me
lecture. Why are you
finish.
lecturing us?
Give me my time.
You
Give
are
me
an
my
agent
time.
of
Let me
confusion.
finish.
You cannot lecture us here.
Let me
what do you mean ODM
finish.
sympathizer?
Let me finish.
No,
If you're able to match up my legal argument, you can respond.
You cannot. There's no legal argument you're making. Those are primitive arguments.
Can I be heard in silence?
There's nothing.
I do not want to be interrupted by the broad-based sympathizers. Let me be heard in silence.
Fred, kindly let him just finish.
He cannot call us the audience sympathizers. Who is he?
Okay. All right.
Then you are a broad-based sympathizer. I apologize for you. I apologize for referring to you as an ODM sympathizer. I now replace the ODM sympathizer with the broad-based sympathizer. I agree. So my position was that the only option left for us as Kenyans is to exercise our power under Article 1 as read together with the Article 37 of the Constitution. Article 1 confers power to the people within which this direct power can be exercised. Article 37 saying that we can picket, we can demonstrate, we can take to the streets. Article 37 confers the Kenyans with the alternative means of exercising our sovereignty when other institutions fails. That is to say, therefore, that tomorrow at 7 o'clock a.m., all motorists, wherever you'll be, you need to switch off your engine and stop where you are, so that this can be the mechanism upon which we are going to communicate to the deaf government that we are demonstrating against the rising fuel cost. So what I'm advocating for tomorrow is a public action, mass action of all motorists to switch off their engine and stop where you'll be tomorrow at 7 a.m. o'clock, so that our voice can be heard. William Ruto, the fuel prices must be brought down. Thank you. William Ruto must fall.